Great combo deal from Choppies. Top Score maize meal 10 kilograms, Buck Pro Fed Cook flour 10 kilograms, Banana Elbow 3 kilograms, Rice King 10 kilograms, Sugar King 5 kilograms, white or brown sugar and Banana 1 kilogram spaghetti for only $499 million 95 cents. Choppies, great value for your money.
This station subscribes to the Namibia Media Code of Conduct and is regulated by the Media Ombudsman, appointed to deal with complaints about media content that breach this code. This includes content that is inaccurate, unfair, or that invade privacy. We encourage aggrieved members of the public to submit complaints to the Media Ombudsman via mediaombudsmannamibia.org. The Media Ombudsman is supported by the Editors Forum of Namibia, advocating for ethical and quality journalism.
Good morning to all the Namibian learners out there. My name is Ngamendunge Namwandi, and I'll be your English teacher for today. In my class, I have Chanel. Chanel, good morning. I hope that you're ready for today's lesson. But before we do that, we are going to take our hand sanitizer. We are going to sanitize our hands. In and out, in between your fingers. Okay, after that, Chanel, we are going to straighten our arms just to see if there is a social distance. Okay, so today's lesson will be about common nouns and proper nouns. But before we do that, I quickly just want to explain what a noun is. Right. Chanel, what is a noun? A noun is a naming word. It is what it is today because it was given a name. Right. Now, let us turn on page 3. Chanel, turn on page 3. Well, we are going to look at common nouns. What is a common noun? Chanel, do you know what a common noun is? Okay, a common noun is a name that we give to ordinary objects. Right, now, I want you to look around wherever you are seated. I want you to look around and please mention all the names of things that you can see. I'm sure you're going to mention on the board. Look on the board. You are going to mention a pen, a book, a TV, a table, and a man. Now, you have mentioned these things because you are working with them. Right, now I want you to look in your book again on page 3. In your book on page 3, you can see that we are given some few examples of common nouns. Chanel, can you see them? Okay, we have man, we have mountain, we have region, we have country, mouse, city, day, movie, newspaper, language. Now, those are the few examples of the common nouns that we have. Now, remember, we do not start a common noun with a capital letter unless it starts a sentence. Okay, I want you to look on page 4. On page 4, there is an activity that you're going to do. Okay, I am not going to go through it. We are going to move on to page 5. Now, on page 5, we are going to see, or we are going to look at the proper nouns. Now, Chanel, what is a proper noun? A proper noun, these are names or specific names given to specific people, places, days of the week, and months of the year. I want you to look on the chalkboard. Now, on the chalkboard, you can see that I have written different names, okay? Now, remember that proper nouns are always written in capital letter. You must always capitalize the names of people, the names of places, the names of the week. You must always capitalize them. Now, on the chalkboard, you can see that I have written few examples of the proper nouns. I have Nependa, and Nependa is a name of a person. And you can see that Nependa is written with a capital letter. Can you see that? Yes, I hope you can see that. Alright, we also have Windhoek. Windhoek is also a name of a place and it's written with a capital letter. We have Saturday. Chanel, can you see that? Can you see Saturday? Can you see that Saturday is written with the capital letters? Yes, she can see that. Alright, we also have the name of the shop. I'm sure everybody knows this name, ShopRite. You can also see that it's written with the capital letter. Chanel, can you see commas? In which region are we? We are in commas region. So it must be written with the capital letter. Mickey Mouse. We all love Mickey Mouse. Now, this is a name of a mouse, so it must be written with a capital letter. Chanel, do you understand that one? Do you have any question? I'm going to leave you with an activity to do. Now, in your booklet on page 4, you are going to do activity 1 on common nouns. Let us move on to page 5. On page 5, you are going to do an activity on proper nouns. So that means you are going to do activity 2. Moving on to page 6. I want you to do activity 3 on page 6. On page 7, you have your memorandum for activity 1, activity 2, and activity 3. I hope that you have paid attention and that you are going to do your work. And please remember, don't cheat. Do not cheat. Now, we are going to take our hand sanitizer and sanitize our hands for the last time. Chanel, are you with me? Okay, in and out, between your fingers. Okay, and please remember to keep the social distance. Zoshi, where are you? Okay, have a wonderful day and goodbye.
Hi everyone, I'm Joshi. And make sure to always make a helicopter circle, stretching your arms out and spinning around like me. And make sure you're not touching anyone while doing this. Goodbye!
Good morning to all the Namibian learners out there. I'm back again. My name is Ngamendunge Namandi, and I'll be your English teacher for today. In my class, I have Chanel. Chanel, good morning and welcome back. I hope that you're ready for today's lesson. But before we do that, we are going to take our hand sanitizer, sanitize our hands. In and out, in between our fingers, straighten our arms, just to see if we are practicing the social distance. Today's topic will be about abstract nouns and collective nouns. So I want you to look on the board. Shanae, look on the board. How does this dog feel? Well, as you can see, the dog is carrying the heart. So this dog feels love. Alright, so today's lesson, we are going to talk about abstract noun. What is an abstract noun, Chanel? An abstract noun is something that we cannot see, touch. It is often a feeling or an emotion. What did I just say? I said an abstract noun, it is something that we cannot see, touch. It is often a feeling or an emotion. Now, in your book, Chanel, on page 16, we are going to look at the few examples of abstract nouns. Right. Now, the few examples of abstract nouns are anger, shock, sorrow, upset, pleasure, fear. Chanel, do you have some examples? I guess those are the few examples that we have for abstract nouns. Do you have any questions, Chanel? Okay, no question. We are going to move on to collective nouns. Chanel, what is a collective noun? A collective noun is a name we give to a group of people, a name we give to a group of animals, and a name we give to a group of objects. Now, we are going to look on our page, on page 16. You can see there are examples of collective nouns. Now, instead of saying the kitten and the kitten and the kitten and the kitten, we say a litter of kittens. Chanel, do you have few examples of collective nouns? Well, I have few examples of collective nouns. For example, a flight of stairs, a school of fish, a pride of lions. Let us look on our page 16 on the few examples of collective nouns. As you can see, it's written there. Here are some examples of collective nouns. I've already mentioned some, so you can see a forest of trees, a litter of puppies, a herd of cattle, a bench of dough, a group of people. So those are the few examples of collective nouns. Chanel, do you have any question? No question. We have learnt about abstract nouns and collective nouns. Chanel, can you still remember what an abstract noun and the collective noun is? Yes, she can still remember what an abstract noun is and a collective noun. Before we finish with our lesson for today, I am going to leave you with an activity to do. On page 17, we are going to do activity 1 on abstract noun. Moving on to page 18. On page 18, we are going to do activity 2 on collective nouns. What are you supposed to do? You are supposed to match the collective nouns to the phrases that should follow. Moving on to page 19, we are going to do activity 3. On activity 3, you are going to find the collective nouns in the sentences and underline them. What are you supposed to do? You are supposed to find the collective nouns in the sentences and underline them. Moving on to activity 4. Activity 4 is abstract nouns. What are you supposed to do? You are supposed to underline all the abstract nouns in the following sentence. On page 20, you'll have your memorandum for the activity I have given you. And on page 21, you'll have the last memorandum for the activity I have given you. I hope that you have listened attentively and that you are going to do your work. And please remember to always wash your hands. Chanel, we are going to take our hand sanitizer, sanitize our hands, rub them in and out, in between our fingers. There we go. Well, thank you, Chanel. Zoshi, where are you? There comes Zoshi. Have a blessed day. Goodbye.
Hi everyone, I'm Joshi. And make sure to always make a helicopter circle, stretching your arms out and spinning around like me. And make sure you're not touching anyone while doing this. Goodbye.
Prevention is important. Help prevent the spread of illness and keep yourself and others well. Hand washing is one of the most effective ways of preventing the spread of germs. Wash your hands regularly with soap and hot water, scrubbing your hands thoroughly for at least 20 seconds. Hand sanitizers can be used but are not recommended as a substitute for hand washing. Use sanitizers in addition to hand washing or in a situation where soap and water are not available. To avoid spreading germs, limit sharing of personal items such as utensils, cups, and dishes. Your skin acts as a barrier to germs, but your eyes, nose, and mouth are more vulnerable. Wash your hands thoroughly before touching your face, eating, or drinking. Avoid physical contact with others, including handshakes, fist bumps, high fives, hugs, and kisses. Social distancing is deliberately increasing the physical space between people to avoid spreading germs. While regulations may vary by country or area, the best guideline for social distancing is to maintain a distance of 6 feet from others. Germs can travel through the air from one person to another. If you sneeze or cough, do so into a tissue or the inside of your elbow to prevent the spread of germs. Avoid contact with ill individuals and insist they isolate themselves until they have recovered and are symptom-free. Clean and sanitize frequently touched common surfaces and high-traffic areas in your home and workplace several times a day. Share these guidelines with others and help prevent the spread of illness and maintain a healthy environment. An ounce of prevention is worth a ton of cure.
Humanitarian crises are all too familiar to television viewers. Civil wars that cause huge movements of refugees, worldwide pandemics, and natural disasters like earthquakes and tsunamis. This is the way most of us are used to seeing these heart-wrenching events, on a screen in front of us, watching passively. But what if you could step into the frame and actually feel what it's like for the individuals on the ground?
People come out of it feeling enlightened and often moved and often ready to take action. A lot of people automatically say, well, what can I do? How can I get involved?
Garbo Aurora is leading a team at the United Nations who are using cutting-edge technology to raise awareness, empathy, and funds both to respond to humanitarian crises and to bolster support for a new set of sustainable development goals around the globe.
Virtual reality is the ability to really take part in a story that usually you're only a passive spectator on. And you actually get this sensation of feeling like you're being there.
By using multiple cameras that can record in all directions and software that can stitch the images together, virtual reality creates an experience that enables the viewer to see a movie from every angle, above, below, and behind.
It's exciting for the UN, to be involved in some of those early experiments of how we're trying to tell stories, make these films, and work with some of the most cutting-edge people in the industry on it.
So the UN reached out to us and connected, and we realized that there was a great opportunity here to tell some very important stories and to tell them in a way that we thought would be totally new and highly impactful. The way that I define virtual reality at this point in time is basically the hacking of your senses to convince you that you're somewhere other than where you are. Often, I think of it as a sense of vulnerability. So one of the things we've realized in some of our stories is you have a heightened sense of empathy and a heightened sense of connection as a result of that vulnerability.
That heightened sense of connection and empathy was exactly what Garbo Aurora was looking to create at the World Economic Forum in Davos, Switzerland. Not only to inspire leaders to take action, but also to influence donors to increase funding for disaster response efforts.
I'd started experimenting with using innovative ways of advocacy, and I started talking to a lot of different partners and people. What could we do that would be incredible? And someone said, I just came from a meeting at Samsung, and, with some of these other virtual reality headsets, wouldn't it be amazing if you got all of those elite people who could actually go to a refugee camp, or they could go to an Ebola clinic? I just really felt it would get our issues highlighted.
In addition to the screenings at Davos, virtual reality portals have been set up to view the films at high-level political forums around the world. The virtual reality film on display was Clouds Over Sidra.
Clouds Over Sidra is a short film in virtual reality about a girl named Sidra who lives in Zaatari camp, which is a Syrian refugee camp in Jordan. And it is a story about a young girl who is giving you a tour of the camp, of what it's like, what her life is like. When the film debuted in Davos, it was a sensation to everyone we showed it to. They come out of it very deeply moved. I'd say half the people who watch Clouds Over Sidra cry. And then we cut a version for UNICEF for its face-to-face fundraisers. The way they do that is usually someone with a clipboard on the street in Europe or in different countries. So they thought, well, what if we got people to experience virtual reality on the street?
Quite sad. They don't have a good environment to stay. We try our best to help them.
Early reporting from UNICEF has shown that when using virtual reality, they've doubled the effectiveness of their fundraising efforts. This report was produced by Ben Lybrand for the United Nations.
We know the world is a crazy place right now, but don't panic. Take a breath. Slow down. Or better yet, stop completely. We'll still be here when everything settles down. In this time of uncertainty, look to nature. She has all the answers, you know. We're not only giving ourselves time to reset, we're giving nature time to restore, revive, restart. We're saving ourselves and we're saving the world. Stay home now so that we can welcome you to Namibia again soon. Yes, the world's a crazy place right now, but don't despair. Find the joy, cherish hope, breathe. Take a moment, take a few, and someday soon you'll once again be able to stare in wonder at this magnificent view. The world's a crazy place right now, but don't worry, we'll still be here. We'll see you again soon.
In a time of uncertainty, false news, and fear, learn on. While the world scrambles to make new sense, while the experts turn around in circles, trying to find their way back to tomorrow. Learn on. When classrooms become empty cathedrals and the trees start to bear answers, learn on. Learn on. Until every parent is a teacher and every teacher is a mentor. Learn on until you cross the boundaries of your mind, until you grow eyes and sprout wings. My friend, learn on sidewalks, on the floor, at the neighbors, in the market, in hallways, in churches, under trees.